so plain and precious. Finally, the Book of Mormon is the keystone of
Emmanuel.
Just as the arch crumbles if the keystone is removed, so does all the church fall with the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon. The enemies of the church understand this clearly. Among the most common sexual sins, pregnancy and abortion, all ugly sins, but in and of themselves, they are pernicious evils.
Anyway, enjoy the pie.
I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
To my Mormon friends, my Latter-day Saint friends, think of him as Captain Moroni. He seeks not power but to pull it down. He seeks not the praise of the world or the fake news, but he seeks the well-being and the peace of the American people.
This is not the Church of Emmanuel, Christ of Latter-day Saints, Joseph Smith. This is the Church of Jesus Christ.
Is a major victory for Satan.
Travis Wayne Goodsell. Go, go, Power Rangers! In our lives, we entertain ourselves with books, music, movies, TV shows, the people we associate with. And so we tend to emulate that which we immerse ourselves in. And we start speaking in the same manner of language as that which we associate with. This is how babies learn to communicate. And so, yeah, at times when you are raised up with a certain emulation and you come across somebody new and they don't have your shared experiences and mannerisms, you tend to consider them the enemy and you want to burn them at the stake. As a witch. Because they're wrong. And that tends to be the case with religion and politics. As people insist that they have the one true way, not realizing the origin of where they are the way they are and why the way they are. And when you let that dominate you, rather than independently using scientific methodology with logical Socratic methodology to develop theories and run tests to establish truth, just like all scriptures tell us to do, we then become abominable human beings as we mistreat each other. And so in the news, I noticed that there was a school board member who went to a kid's social media posting channel to trash talk them. And so obviously there's outrage to burn the witch. Not the kid, the parent or the adult. Yeah, that's inappropriate for any adult to go on to some other kid's social media channel, let alone a person in a position of trust for a school, and trash talk them. And it doesn't matter what the issue was about. That's irrelevant. The issue is about an adult in a position of trust over the kid going to their social media site to trash talk them. And so, yeah, a person should be fired and even arrested as a bully, technically. this is that kind of escalation, because the comments are such that the kid can commit suicide now, because kids are committing suicide because of that type of bullying. And so this is a serious attack by this adult. But unfortunately, Mormons are living in their own little bubble world, because another story is based on the consequences of not teaching proper sex ed in the state of Utah to Mormons, as the church insists that nudity needs to be covered up and hidden, which is Lucifer's plan of happiness. Cover up and hide. You need to be ashamed. You need to feel guilty. You need to go talk to your bishop for not wearing your magic underwear 24/7. But I'm a kid. Doesn't matter. Cover up and hide. Your body is evil. And it's mostly directed towards women's bodies, not so much men's bodies. And so the state of Utah conforms and complies to the church's demands and makes laws to ban women's bodies. And they've now got it in the law that if a woman is breastfeeding in public, she is now going to be charged with third-degree felony for exposing herself in public and in the presence of a minor. Yeah, they didn't change the wording of that one, did they? Just like they're doing of another particular bill, which isn't going to be much different. It's Utah. All laws are dumb. Mentally retarded, because psychologists are behind all of this. As psychologists are the big bullies. I even saw one news channel going to a BYU psychologist saying, yeah, this is bullying behavior 101, exactly what we use in our profession. We get you to cry and wet yourself and have you pay us for it. Yep, Psychology 101, Bullying 101, same thing. And so, yeah, a French immersion teacher was showing a YouTube video, and I'm having difficulty believing this to be true. YouTube bans videos with any kind of porn. I'm having difficulty believing this one. YouTube would never show nudity. It's all evil. Women need to cover up and hide. Lucifer's plan of happiness in action on YouTube. And so the teacher, French immersion, was wanting to show a 1920s historical film on YouTube. And oh no, the kids who were not given sex ed, who were told to shame their bodies, that women's bodies are evil. Yeah, there was some art stuff in it. And women were topless. Oh no. Burn the witch. Yep. You got Mormon mothers in a frothy outrage demanding that the French immersion teacher be burned at the stake. How dare she? And how dare the school? They're wanting to burn the school to the ground too, because they didn't vet the video properly. And now parents are concerned, Mormon mothers are concerned, they're now going to have to do their kids' homework first to make sure it's appropriate. What? How did you get from watching a video in class to having to do the kids' homework? This is extremism from an emotional response. of your interpretation of a woman's body. That you think it's evil, that you can't let your kids see. Heaven forbid you should teach them sex ed, that they should know and understand. And they blurred out the YouTube video so that I can't know what the title is to look it up and confirm that this is even a real news story. But they're using words like inappropriate and explicit images. Really? A woman's breasts are explicit, huh? And it's women that are outraged by this. Mormon women who cover up and hide, according to Lucifer's plan of happiness. It'll be a shield and a protection to you against the power of the destroyer of porn until you have finished your work on the earth. And so, you need to understand what the Supreme Court is up to before we get to this next Utah story. I warned you in advance. Book of Mormon told us to watch out, here it comes. Book of Mormon is a book of prophecy and revelation, and Mormons see it as literal history, so they don't see the prophecies and revelations. They are not likening the scriptures unto themselves. And as a result, the Supreme Court has overthrown the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Third Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the Sixth Amendment, etc. And recently have overthrown the 14th Amendment, Section 1. Overthrowing Roe v. Wade overthrew the 14th Amendment, Section 1. Nobody wants to talk about it. I saw a YouTube ad of a politician saying she's the only pro-choice candidate. It's the wrong argument, dear. 14th Amendment, Section 1. The Supreme Court, by overthrowing Roe v. Wade, said that a man's sperm has more rights than a woman. Am I allowed to say sperm? Is that porn? Only those who are born have rights. It's very clear in the text. A fetus is not born. It doesn't matter if it has a heartbeat. It doesn't matter if it moves and kicks the woman's stomach and tries to break free and play with the baby. It doesn't matter. It is not born. It has no rights. And what the Supreme Court is deciding, or decided, is that a fetus is now born. And therefore, the fetus has more rights than the mother. The fetus's rights come first. And all Christians are cheering until the pool boy impregnates the Christian wife. And the husband finds out. And he wasn't watching to approve it. And he's got to go tell his congregation that his wife is a whore. And that she needs to be burned as a witch. But only after the baby is born. Then she has to be burned. Dear God. Christians know this. With the creation of Christianity under Roman Emperor Constantine, the world fell into darkness. It was called the Dark Ages. People became stupid. And here we go again, repeating history. And so, in the news lately, after overthrowing the first section, here we go on the third section. And I don't understand how these guys passed the bar, let alone graduated in the law field to become judges. I heard their arguments, and I'm just, what? What? Did he just say that? He's the Supreme Court Justice. And he said, what? It's going to be overthrown. Section 3 is now going to allow those who are insurrectionists to run for office. Those who want to restore Nazi Germany fascism in America are going to be allowed to do so. I mean, Judge Thomas, he knows there's no precedent. And so, yeah, he's all acting smart. Can you name any kind of precedent for this since the creation of the 14th Amendment? No, because no president was stupid enough to do so. He knows this. He's supposed to recuse himself because of his wife, who needs to be locked up as an insurrectionist and executed for treason. And then Justice Roberts, oh my God, well, this is only about states not having sovereign rights. That's all this is about. It has nothing to do with insurrection and sedition. What? What? Did you not read it? Oh my God, we're all doomed. Because we know exactly what's going to happen if Trump is allowed to run for president. The MAGA states have already determined Trump is going to be president regardless of the outcome of the election. And, Biden is now incompetent to run for president, but won't be arrested. And Biden's pissed and in denial. God, we know what's going to happen. 3 Nephi chapter 7, America will divide between MAGA and progressives, and Democrats are going to fight it out. We already know America will fall. The only way to save America is to remove everyone involved on January 6th, which includes the Supreme Court. They were put in there to do this right now. And they're doing it. And dear God, they're making all kinds of excuses and justifications that are shocking lawyers and judges. And I'm confused. He said what? But yeah, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, working with the Council for National Policy, put them in. And they purposely bribed them. You owe us a favor, though, to do what they're doing. And the church went a step beyond to get Gorsuch to go to the Washington, D.C. temple. That's why I did my video last night. And nobody cares. America is doomed. And so, yeah, they've already taken away the rights of women to promote sperm. And now fascists are going to run America. It's no longer a constitutional republic. We are now fascist America. And so, yeah, that's what happened in Nazi Germany. The German women were for the men and boys free use. Sperm has more rights than a woman. So here we go, back to Nazi Germany. Psychologists got their revenge on America. And I told you, United States and other allied nations gave asylum to the Nazi psychologists. And they were working with the CIA to figure out how do we brainwash the masses. And the Nazis obviously are thanking their American liberators, didn't want revenge at all, had no ulterior motive, didn't pretend to be thankful. Yeah, they got us. We are destroyed now. All that's been done has been from these Nazis who wanted revenge for winning in World War II. And now America has fallen. We are now fascist. As Trump will run for president. And I did the video that showed the Book of Mormon clips because Jacob is Trump. He's Zedekiah in the first year of the reign of King Zedekiah, king of Judah, in the beginning of the Book of Mormon. And so now he's named Jacob in 3 Nephi chapter 7. Because remember, the Book of Mormon is in the learning of the Jews. It's not literal history, Mormons. It is prophecy. So all of these characters are types and shadows of the future people that they're prophesying about. Which means a contemporary author was writing the Book of Mormon in Joseph Smith's day. And it wasn't Joseph Smith. He had to babysit the money, which was Martin Harris. While the big boys wrote the book. and even critics can't accept this. They know it's plagiarized. They know it's not literal history because of cows. But they won't do the thorough research. I had to do it. See, I didn't want to do all this research. I wanted to be lazy and have somebody else do it for me so that I can just watch their videos or read their books. But no. So here I am having to do all the work myself. And so, yeah, we're seeing this. America is divided. The Book of Mormon says tribes and family groups. It's the United States of America that is divided between the governors of each state. And the MAGA kingmen are the ones who promote Jacob as their king. Exactly what MAGA is doing with Trump. Trump is their president. He's going to be king. We're overthrowing the Constitution to have Trump as Christ. He's Jesus. This is the evangelical mindset, because Jesus isn't real, and so because he's not real, he now works through humans to do his will. And so Trump is the chosen vessel. He is Jesus incarnated, possessed by the Spirit of Jesus, to restore the kingdom of Jesus for the millennium. And that's what this is really how they're thinking. It's super stupid. But yeah, when you start with a false premise, homusion, this is what you get. Dark Ages. And so yeah, this is why Trump is their president, regardless of the beast that he is of Revelation chapter 13. The MAGA cap in the forehead of all the followers of the beast, whose image of the beast on streaming services and news organizations all throughout the world, that all must worship the golden Trump at CPAC. It's blatantly obvious and nobody sees it. Everything is literally being fulfilled. You know, and Trump works with the false prophet. Who's the false prophet? Oh, I don't know. They were there together at Welfare Square at the Bishop's Storehouse having their little press conference. Trump praised him, and they had to praise Trump back, and then Trump got to push a shopping cart for the first time in his life. Yeah, I'm sure it was all about telling Trump about how to feed the poor and the hungry. I'm sure it had nothing to do with a business deal transaction, which was all over the news about what Trump was doing. Not just with American companies, but foreign governments. Trump is for sale. Pay now to support my future legal fees. And so, yeah, this is a horrible thing. And we'll cover the news story first before we get to what's about to happen to you, because you don't care. Yeah, Marcos Reyes. Since his sperm has more rights than a woman, he raped a woman. So it's not technically rape because his sperm has more rights than a woman. The woman has to be thankful and grateful that she's receiving his sperm. This is what it means, guys. Roe v. Wade has been overturned. Women now must submit to a man to impregnate her. Don't you want to live in that kind of an America? Isn't that great? Can't show your boobs, though. But you must submit to rape. And it was in public in a track station, apparently. Just like Nazi Germany. Going back to the past, repeating history. Isn't that great, Mormons? So, yep, a Mormon woman has no rights anymore. She must submit to her rapist. You know, she was a wicked person. She apparently wasn't in a sealed relationship so that she could remain at home barefoot and pregnant, but still wearing the magic underwear 24/7. Can't show your boobs, even at home. Can't breastfeed. How does that work? You can't show the boobs, but I guess you don't breastfeed. That's the natural conclusion. You now have to have formula. Rice formula. Oh, Dark Ages. Isn't it fun? Okay, so back to Jacob. So, after the destruction of America in the 2024 election, because they failed in the 2020 election, that was the year of the Exodus, in case you didn't notice the pattern matches with the story of the Exodus and what happened that year. I mean, Metallica even came out with a song for you to be prepared for it. And what thank ye, Metallica, for the songs they gave you? Leper Messiah, Better Than You, Holier Than Thou, the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Where's your crown, King Nothing? They're very religious boys. Mandatory Metallica. And so destruction comes, because that's what happens when you're wicked. And so there's certain city names that are used here. And I used to think that Zarahemla was Washington, D.C., until chapter 9, where it's no longer Washington, D.C. Because under Captain Moroni, Pahoran is the President of the United States of Zarahemla, the capital. And so Captain Moroni is the Christ figure telling President Biden, hey, we're hurting here on the front lines. We need your support as the President of the United States. You are betraying America. by not giving us support. And then President Biden responds in an email and says, hey, thank you for reaching out. Yeah, we're having trouble with the MAGA trying to overthrow the government and establish a king. Nope, he's supporting it. Come on in, MAGA. I'm not having mental problems. No, come on in. I won't punish you. Now, Snowflake and Twinkie were my buddies back in high school, and they were big and mean. But I had a Corvette. He's fully competent to run for president. Fully confident, because he said so. But here in 3 Nephi 9, there's a difference. It is not the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. Another place is, and it's verse 9, because Jacob is this one who was the president, who is to be king. And so it says, and behold, that great city Jacobagath, which was inhabited by the people of King Jacob. The people of King Jacob are in D.C. They haven't been removed from office for seditious conspiracy. And so Jacobagath is Washington, D.C. here, because King Jacob is Trump. And you need to know Hebrew because of baby name meanings. His name is not going to be Jacob. Yeah, because Donald, John, Trump, yeah, and there's no Jacob in there. Or the Greek form James. Nope, not at all. And so this is symbolic with the baby name meaning. Jacob means usurper. He was trying to usurp the government, to be king, to overthrow the United States Constitution of Moses Yah, the God of the Hebrews, Yah, and Moses. Nobody ever told you that that's what the meaning of Mosiah is? Huh. Why not? It was real simple and easy. And nobody else did it, so I had to do it. And so Zarahemla is another location. That Zarahemla is where Nephi is. Nephi, son of Nephi. Nephi is the prophet. But he's not the false prophet. He's the Christ figure who comes to the Mormons in the latter days. Zarahemla now is Utah, Salt Lake City, where Temple Square is. Okay? Because Nephi is to start his ministry among the Zarahemlites in the latter days on the 23rd of September 2017, Revelation chapter 12, verses 1, 2, and 5. Joseph Smith translation, Book of Mormon, 1 Nephi chapter 1. And it's an exact same pattern match with second vision of Joseph Smith. This is why he mentions the Urim and Thummim, because that's what you see signs in the heavens for, to get a start date for the revelation of the prophecy of the prediction for the future. The learning of the Jews, not literal history, Christian darkness. And so what's interesting here is the prophetic prediction of the results of what's going to happen to Salt Lake City and Washington, D.C. in the day that shall burn as an oven. Sure enough, Washington, D.C. burned with fire because of their sins and wickedness, which was above all the wickedness of the whole earth, because of their secret murders and combinations, putting sperm rights over a woman. If it wasn't true, it would be hilarious. But because it's true, it is just sad and pathetic that it's America that's doing this. We are the butt of jokes of the whole world. Putin just rewinds the news over and over again. Oh, that's stupid Americans. Hey, Tucker, watch this. You're American, aren't you? Nope, I'm defecting. I'm ashamed of America now. It finally got posted, so I finally was able to obtain it. 2 hours. Wow. See, and it's not about Tucker, it's about Putin. Putin is the historical figure that will go down in history for what's going on right now. Not Tucker. But yeah, only Nixon can make peace with China. So says Spock, I think, in Star Trek. Something like that. And so verse 3 is what happens to Salt Lake City. And I've warned you, you don't believe, you make excuses. Well, I don't like your tone. Well, you're mocking us. You're condescending. I don't like your appearance. You're ugly. You know, it's just, you're making excuses when you should be paying attention to the seriousness of this. And the great city, Salt Lake City, Temple Square, have I burned with fire, and the inhabitants thereof. And so the question is, what is going to happen to Missouri? Because Missouri also will be destroyed. And that, I'm not sure if it's the great city Moroni, which I have caused to be sunk in the Missouri River, or the city of Jerusalem and the inhabitants thereof. The waters have I caused up to come up in its stead thereof. Not sure. Maybe the great city is Independence, Moroni, the Declaration of Independence flag that he used in defense of our lives, our wives, and the children of those wives, whose sperm is more valuable than the woman. But then New Jerusalem, or the city of Jerusalem, Kirtland. Is it possible that Kirtland could be submerged in the Michigan lakes? I don't know. But, yeah, we got destructions coming. With the intense snows, yeah, they'll eventually melt and then go down the Missouri River. So pay attention. Gotta pay attention. Back in 2020, the drought caused the waters to divide and the dry land to appear for Mormons to go through on dry ground to Zion, and you missed it. But fortunately, the enemy failed to destroy America, and so they're having to reboot it this year in 2024. And so Mormons, you were given a second chance, and you still won't take it. And so you will be compelled to be humble. because in case you didn't know, 3 Nephi chapter 11 is the aftermath. There was a great multitude, so apparently I guess you don't need to worry because there's going to be a lot of you who survive. We don't need to listen to you, Travis, because it says we're going to survive. Gathered together of the people of Nephi, Mormons, round about the temple, which was in the land bountiful. Yeah, it's not where Nelson lives. He's having some problems of his own right now, I understand. But this is Zion, the Zion temple. And it will be in a tent, because that's what Moses did. The tabernacle, it's a tent. It's the temple, because they didn't build the temple yet. And so that's the prophecy, because it's not literal history. It's the learning of the Jews, types and shadows of the future predictions. And then it's not about Jesus Christ, is it? It's about Emmanuel, the Mormon Christ, and the sign given concerning his death, 8 April 2024. 1 month, 29 days. The countdown's on. And you're fighting over whether a woman's rights are less as subhuman to sperm. Because you won't teach sex ed, and you want to burn the witch who dares expose your children to this explicit porn. It's inappropriate to teach our kids sex ed. They need to cover up and hide. They need to not know how to sperm, egg, baby. Because it ruins marriages. Literally ruins marriages. I was in the singles ward, the older singles ward, where the younger singles ward, when they would get married, would be divorced for the older singles ward. And the majority of those divorces was because of improper sex ed. God. The woman not knowing how a man functions and the man not knowing about a woman. And I know firsthand experience, because yeah, I too was not given sex ed. I too got married, and I too had no clue what to do. And it caused problems, because she didn't know what to do, and it caused problems. And in the older singles ward, the bishop's counselor guy, the young guy mocking us, saying, "Oh, it's easy. Sex is easy." Really? Try 5 years from now. See if you still think that way. Good luck with your honeymoon phase. And so, yeah, I've been teasing that a woman's body is the map to Zion. Literally the map. And as much fun as it is to joke about going on vacation, needing a map to find your location, and the man doesn't want to use the map, and the woman's the one who has the map and can get you to where you're going. It literally is, because it's all over the scriptures, describing the map of a woman's body. And it's so frustrating because I can't show it to you because YouTube won't allow it. And Mormon housewives will burn the witch. How dare you? You don't want to go to Zion, do you? You don't care. You're so obsessed with your own little worlds that you've been indoctrinating yourself with that you miss the bigger important issues. You miss the threat to your lives to take away all that you want to have in your life. This is the consequences of all this. You know, you fire a teacher here, you fire a teacher there, you let a rapist go free, but there are bigger consequences in store. And this is why the church has been on their porn kick, trying to ban porn from Utah, trying to silence social media, trying to shut down the internet, trying to ban books, ban the Bible, but not the Book of Mormon, just the Bible. Is because they know the consequences of doing this to men and tricking women into believing that men can turn it off. Yeah, we can just turn it off. Yeah, I have no interest in you. You don't understand, women. They're abusing you too. This is all sexual abuse taught by psychologists. Hey, yeah, sexually abuse them. Yeah, go on this idolatry of porn thing. Yep, it'll result in rapes and women abusing their husbands in marriage. They are doing this on purpose, guys. They are purposely destroying this church. Everything Nelson has done always involves some new thing to offend somebody, to get them out of the church, to purge the church of the snowflakes, so that sperm has more rights than a woman. I feel like I said say in the name of Jesus Christ.